Job done in Deutschland. Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 2. Chelsea continue their European adventure, should I say conference European adventure, with 4 wins out of 4 to remain top of the table. It wasn't all plain sailing for Chelsea. Heidenheim, they made themselves heard both on and off the pitch. And I want to commend their fans. They brought the noise, they brought the music, they brought the chants, they brought the vibes. They actually made it sound like a European fixture. This was always going to be our toughest fixture. Look, anybody from the Bundesliga is a tough game, especially a team that finished 8th last season. Heidenheim are a very, very well-run club, with their manager being in the dugout for 17 years. That continuity has brought them to where they are now, facing Chelsea in Europe. So their players were undoubtedly going to be up for this game. They were going to be lively, and they were. But before we get into the game, so here is 3 good and 3 bad about Chelsea against Heidenheim. And the very first thing to bring up is Filip Jörgensen should be Chelsea's number 1. Countless of fans are screaming for it. And for me personally, I would love to see him in that starting 11 against Aston Villa on the weekend. Tonight proved exactly how good he can be. Those countless saves to keep us in the game. In fact, if he wasn't in goal, we don't come away with our victory. 11 saves on the night, 7 of those from inside the box. He absolutely commanded that penalty area. And speaking of commanding the penalty area, what I noticed from Filip Jörgensen, haven't seen this from Robert Sanchez, is how vocal he was, commanding the back line, communicating, telling players where to be. And that probably played its part in us catching Heidenheim numerous at times offside. But what was also impressive is the variety of saves he gave. Front post, far post, he was coming out collecting the ball. He just brought that sense of composure to our game, and he also did it in possession. This is something Enzo Maresca wants from his goalkeeper. Somebody that's calm, composed, and really natural in possession. Think of it this way. There's a reason why Robert Sanchez was not Brighton's number 1 when Roberto De Zerbi was in charge. There's a reason why Brighton were happy to let Robert Sanchez go. Roberto De Zerbi is a manager that wants to play out from the back at every single opportunity. He didn't trust Robert Sanchez to do that. Now, I did make a video, a scout report on Filip Jörgensen when he first signed, telling everybody exactly what he would bring. And that is just naturally being better than Robert Sanchez. Now, you may say, look, he's playing in the Conference League. The teams he's facing is not as equipped as the Premier League side. So there is a disparity between the Conference League and the Premier League. I'm not here to tell you otherwise, but Heidenheim play in the Bundesliga, and that is a very competitive league. But I just thought Filip Jörgensen got everything correct tonight. And what more can he do? Especially when we've got Sanchez making mistake after wrong decision in the Premier League, which is costing us goals. And the good number 2, Jadon Sancho. 2 assists on the night. He now has 5 assists in 4 starts this season for Chelsea Football Club. And it's fair to say Jadon Sancho has been an opportunity worth taking. The risk is at the minute delivering the reward. Now, we started on the right this time, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans wanted to see that because we've seen him play on the right multiple times for Borussia Dortmund, and he excelled there. And the same happened tonight. My favourite thing about Jadon Sancho is his ball retention, his ability just to stay composed on the ball, bait the pressure from the opposition, and then release the ball at the exact right time in the last second, just to totally off balance the pressure, is unbelievable. This guy plays exactly how Enzo Maresca wants people to play. Somebody that is cool, composed, and mature in possession. Generally, 9 times out of 10, he's always making the right decision, when to release the ball, when to move, pulling apart his opponent and manipulating them with ease. Genuinely, what I love about Jadon Sancho is how unfazed he is. For a man that hadn't played in weeks, because obviously he was suspended against Man United, and then he was on the sickbed for a while, somebody just to come in this game and play and deliver the way he does is exceptional. Now, do I expect him to be in that Conference League squad? Absolutely not. It was good to see him getting some minutes, getting some match sharpness, and he's generally given Enzo Maresca a headache, because do you start him on the weekend, or do you continue with João Felix, or do you continue with Noni Manueki, or you got Pedro Neto? This is a beautiful headache for Enzo Maresca. Now, I see all over Twitter and this app that Chelsea fans want to see Madueke dropped from the Premier League squad. I'm not one of those at the moment, because I think the directness he brings something completely different to what the likes of Jadon Sancho or João Felix brings. But it's up for a debate. Absolutely, it's up for a debate, because if Noni Manueki doesn't start delivering, doesn't start having an end product, then you're going to win that debate, because Jadon Sancho is knocking on that door. Pedro Neto is knocking on that door. João Felix, with his performance against Leicester, is knocking on that door. And now Mudryk, with another bullet into the top corner, is knocking on that door. Now, before we get on to the third and final good about Chelsea tonight, I want to give Mykhailo Mudryk a shout out. Another goal from him, and what a finish it was. There's a reason why a lot of Chelsea squads say Mykhailo Mudryk has got the best ball striking in the club at the minute. And we're seeing that on display last night. So although I don't think he had his best of games, you can't take anything away from that strike. And you know what? I'm really happy for the lad. Now, the third and final, I'm going to give it to Christopher Nkunku. He scored his 11th goal of the season so far. And last night, he played a major part in our victory. Not only the goal, but his ability to find space, link up play, making the right decision. I really, really rate Christopher Nkunku, especially when you play him in that number 10 role, or even have him just a little bit higher up as a second striker. I think he's just fallen as a victim of Chelsea at the time when they signed Christopher Nkunku. They didn't really know what direction they were going in. They didn't really know that they were going to bring in an Enzo Maresca that plays a system that doesn't really suit Christopher Nkunku because of the form of Cole Palmer, because you're not dropping Cole Palmer. But absolutely, Christopher Nkunku is doing everything he can to knock on that door and say, look, give me more minutes in the Premier League. For me, personally, I think he deserves more minutes in the Premier League. Now, I'm not saying start the bloke, but I'm saying with half an hour to go, maybe at half time if things aren't working, with 40 minutes to go, with 20 minutes to go, bring him on. Don't wait until there's 5 minutes left and then bring him on, because he finds it hard, and everybody would find it hard to impact the game. Yes, he missed a few chances, but we've got to remember Christopher Nkunku is not a natural out-and-out number 9. I think it's clear we can all see that. I think the positive thing about Christopher Nkunku last night is he had another gear to go to. He didn't have to produce that gear, but if he wanted to, I think there's a lot more to come from Christopher Nkunku. Now, just before we get on to the 3 bad, I want to give 2 things a major shout out, and that was keeping a clean sheet. I said it in my preview, it was vital we kept a clean sheet tonight, and Jörgensen has a lot of praise going towards him because he was key in us keeping a clean sheet. Everything, his reflexes, his command in the box was all on point. So credit you, Jörgensen, because without you, that clean sheet wouldn't have happened. But that clean sheet is crucial going into these next set of fixtures. And then Renato Vieira, do you know what? I like this guy. He's still raw, got a lot to learn, but the heart, the desire, and the passion, I love that from Renato Vieira. Now, the first bad, I'm going to say taking our foot off the gas. Not even off the gas, not stepping on the gas, because we made tonight more difficult than it needed to be. This squad is more than capable of having the composure just to dominate and dictate the entire 90 minutes. But we allowed HEIDENHEIM to have their moments. Our consistency throughout that 90 minutes just wasn't there. Yes, we had our moments, but we also had our bad moments. I just felt there was something missing. We weren't our fluid self. The intensity wasn't there. And look, I understand you don't have intensity for 100% of every single game, but I just felt like we just weren't there mentally. I thought our decision-making was passive, pedestrian, and we just weren't our fluid self. And that's a frustrating thing about it, because this team has unbelievable talent, and for that reason, on another day we probably concede 1 or 2. I just don't feel we were strong enough, compact enough, or even switched on enough, and that's the frustrating thing. Right, number 2 and number 3 I'm going to incorporate together. This is going to sound so counteractive, but I thought individually the defence was all over the shop. Benoit Badiashile, Axel Disasi were ripped open at times, and I think the fact that Badiashile started this game tells me that Malo Gusto is back for the weekend. Now, I know this is just a makeshift backline, but their decision making when playing out from the back, their decision making when to step out and engage was just completely off, and that allowed HEIDENHEIM to create some chances. But on the flip side of that, I do want to commend them for the structure, the backline, but I want to give that commendation to Enzo Maresca, because he's obviously drilled that into them. So as a unit, they look pretty solid, but individually they were getting caught out a lot, and that's the reason why HEIDENHEIM created as many chances as they did. But enough about me, I want to hear your thoughts. How do you think we fared against HEIDENHEIM? Does it give you confidence going into the next game, even though it will be a complete change in 11? But there is a few players knocking on the doors. But look, it's 4 wins out of 4, and let's respect this competition. I know it's not the Champions League or the Europa League, but if we win this competition, which I think we should and we will, we'll become the only team to ever win every single European trophy. So we'll make history in doing so. That's why I wouldn't mind us seeing it. We're in the competition, so may as well win the competition. But I want to hear your thoughts. Let us know in the comments below what you made of last night. Look, how far do you think this Chelsea squad can go? Because look, if you're telling me this weekend is massive because Liverpool can take points off City, opens the door for Chelsea. Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.